The CAP is the only contemporary norm-referenced instrument that assesses the articulation and phonology of preschool and school-aged children. It was designed by speech-language pathologists for speech-language pathologists in order to quickly inventory the articulation abilities of young children, estimate the occurrence of 10 common phonological process patterns in children's speech, compare word and sentence level competence of school-aged children, and to measure and look at an overall articulation competency in children ages 2 years, 6 months to 8 years, 11 months. When administering the CAP, the clinician has two options: to use the optional story starring Elba and her other CAP pals, or to simply use the tests in drill format. The story format is better for younger children and/or more defensive, uncooperative children, but considering the total administration time is 15 to 20 minutes, drilling will not cause fatigue for the examinee. The CAP contains a stimulus easel with colorful pictures, which provides the basic test material, 5 foam CAP pals for children to play with, the articulation record forms, which documents the child's articulation inventory, 2 phonological process checklists, which assess the occurrence of 10 common phonologic processes, and the examiner's manual, which contains information about how the CAP was designed and how to administer, score, and interpret the test. Julie is 5 years, 2 months old and was referred to therapy by her mother. Julie has been attending daycare since she was 3 years old and will be attending kindergarten in the fall. Julie exhibits misarticulations of R in all positions, as well as inconsistent possible dialectal emissions of the G in final position. Julie's misarticulations often worsen under stress and/or frustrating environments, which are often intertwining situations. English is the only language spoken at home.
This is Alba, and this is her friend Mac. Alba is the happiest elephant in the jungle because she and Mac are best friends. These are all the cat friends. Alba and Mac are always together. They eat together, they play together, they even go fishing together, and after a long day, they rest together. Some days, Alba and Mac look at books together. Mac likes to point to the pictures and say what he sees. Alba loves to listen. Mac says, "That's a train, and that's a fire truck." Alba and Mac want you to be their friend and to look at some pictures with them.
The two testing components of the CAP are the articulation inventory and phonological process checklists 1 and 2. The articulation inventory is comprised of a consonant inventory and a school-age sentence section. The consonant inventory is made up of 44 words, which are broken down into 27 simple words, 8 blend cluster words, and 9 3 to 4 syllable words. The speech sounds are assessed multiple times in these 44 words, making for a total of 97 test items. To record responses for the consonant inventory, the clinician must use a check for correct responses, dashes for omitted sounds, X for phonemic distortion, and phonetic transcription for substituted sounds.
After you look at each picture, you say what you see. Alba and Mac will listen to you. What is this?
Duck.
What is this?
A shoe.
You're doing a great job. Let's look at some more. I'll show you a picture and you say what you see. What is this?
Pig.
What is this?
Bed.
What are these?
Teeth.
Good job. What is this?
Dog.
What is this?
Cage.
What is this?
Gate.
Nice. What is this?
Mouse.
What is this?
Knife.
What is this?
King.
What is this?
A wing.
The school-age sentence section, designed for children 5 and above, is comprised of 8 sentences varying from 8 to 11 words per sentence. The accuracy is measured by the number of words produced out of 73. To record the school-age sentence section, the clinician must slash through the words that contain sound errors or words that the child omits. If the child substitutes an indefinite article for a definite article, or vice versa, the article is still scored as correct. All correct sentences get a check. Add the errors for each sentence in the box to the right of the sentence. You may repeat the sentence 2 times.
All the cat pals like different things, but they are all very good friends. In fact, they all go to the same school. Let's say what each of them is doing in school. What is he doing?
Painting.
What's he doing?
Writing.
What's she doing?
Playing on the computer.
What's she doing?
Just reading.
Say all the words I say. The mouse works on math at the chalkboard.
The mouse works on math at the chalkboard.
Say all the words that I say. The parrot paints the animal statue at the art table.
The parrot paints the animal at the art statue.
Say all the words I say. The monkey measures the temperature with a thermometer.
The monkey measures the temperature with the thermometer.
The 2 phonological process checklists provide a fast means of assessing 10 phonological processes, including final consonant deletions, cluster reductions, syllable reductions, gliding, vocalization, fronting, deaffrication, stopping, prevocalic voicing, and postvocalic voicing. The directions for the administration of the phonological checklist says that the clinician read the question for each phonological process. Then the clinician should locate the target stimulus by plate number on the articulation inventory form, check yes or no to each answer, and then count all the checks in the yes column and divide by the total words to obtain the percentage of occurrence. The directions for the administration of the phonological checklist 2 says that the clinician read the question for each phonological process. Then the clinician should locate the target stimulus by plate number on the articulation inventory form. If necessary, transcribe the response and then check yes or no to each answer. Finally, count all the checks in the yes column and divide by the total words to obtain the percentage of occurrence.
Now let's look at some pictures you've already seen. There are a few pictures on each page. Let's start here. What is this?
Pig.
What is this?
Head.
What is this?
Cage.
What is this?
Beehive.
What is this?
Fish.
What is this?
Sheep.
What is this?
Cheese.
What is this?
Wig.
There are 2 ways in which the examiner scores these tests: a simple percentage of occurrence approach and a standard score called the Phonology Standard Score. In the percentage of occurrence approach, the tester simply adds up the number of yes responses obtained for each process and calculates the percentage of occurrence. If the process is greater than or equal to 40%, then that process is said to be active. The Phonology Standard Score is a standard score with a mean of 100 and a standard deviation of 15, which is also based upon the yes responses to the phonological process checklist 1 or 2, but is based upon the total of all the yes responses in all 10 checklists. The standard score may then be converted to percentile ranks and age equivalents in relation to the standardization sample. The standardization sample included 1,668 children between the ages of 2 years 6 months and 8 years 11 months, none of whom received speech-language services. Put simply, after the CAP has been completed, the child receives a raw score, which is then converted into a standard score, a percentile rank, and an age equivalency in comparison to those who fall within one standard deviation of the mean. It is necessary to understand whether or not these test scores mean anything. That is, if the child earns a specific score on the Phonology Standard Score, is she or he earning that score because of a true articulatory or phonological disorder, or is it because the test measured invalid structures in relation to what it was intended to measure? In terms of the CAP, did it accurately identify individuals with articulation and phonological disorders? Yes, it did. In a study of 44 children with articulatory and phonological disorders, approximately 82% of the sample earned a score of 1 standard deviation or less below average on the Phonology Standard Score. Consonant inventory scores and Phonology Standard scores were highly correlated and essentially interchangeable. In addition to its concurrent and predictive validity, the CAP was also said to have high test, retest, and inter-examiner reliability, with a raw score of 0.865 for the former and a reliability coefficient of 0.99 for the latter. These properties are consequence of its clearly defined administration, recording, and scoring procedures. Those who administer the test without full knowledge of the test risk skewing these findings.